Hey, programmers, what is going on? Well, I've got some news. I've had some interesting changes in my life lately. I was laid off from work. So I had been at the company for 8 years, and they decided to do some reorganization, some restructuring, and I was unfortunately let go. So that's why the delay has happened in releasing these videos. So I will be entering the job market soon. I've decided to take a couple of weeks off to kind of process, the whole situation. I basically had a choice of how to deal with this. Your first inkling is to get angry and upset, and I don't think that's really a healthy approach to this. So it does happen from time to time. This was not a performance related thing. These decisions were made really high up at the company. So I don't look at it as a reflection of my work. I think I had really good reviews and I had a really good standing at the company. It was just, you know, the time and place, and that's what happened. So, should this happen to you, I think maybe the healthiest thing to do is just to kind of look at it as this is the way business works. Um, you know, uh, it's not fun, but at the same time, it kind of opens the doors for new opportunities. And so this is a chance for me to brush up my resume and get in under the covers for some things that I've wanted to investigate for a little while and get ready for some interviews and just, make the best of the situation. So I hope that, if this ever happens to you, that you can go into it with the same attitude. I would say don't make any rash decisions. Don't After you get let go, don't run home and start working on your resume, because even though you think you're in the right frame of mind, you're probably not. I would give it a couple of days. It's really not going to make that much of a difference. And then, start slowly doing things. Maybe instead of updating all the text in your resume, maybe you just look at the format of your resume. Go out and Google some other nice resume templates and get one, and maybe just start taking your old text and putting it into the new format. And that way, you're kind of getting your mind into the groove without actually rewriting things when you're maybe not in the best frame of mind. So I find that that helps. And in addition to that, I would say make sure you're ready to go when you decide to interview. Interviews are different than work. The questions that you get asked on technical interviews are more about fundamentals, more about seeing how many things you know in depth at certain angles of a language, maybe more architectural type questions, things you don't always deal with day to day in a regular job, but they're more important in the interview phase. Another thing you could do is brush up on some newer technologies, see what's out there in the programming world that's more cutting edge, and play around with that. Play around with some more cloud computing if you haven't done that. Things that are cutting edge are great when you go into an interview. Hey, I've done this, this, and this, but lately I've been playing with this, and I really find that it's interesting, and I think there's a lot of benefit there. That shows that you like programming and you enjoy doing it on the side. When I'm not at work, that's what I'm doing. I have plenty of hobbies with music. You can see the guitars and stuff behind me. But I also like to code. So I come up with cool ideas and I try to knock those out. And I think that's a really good way of showing that you're really into this. And usually if you're into it outside of work, you're going to probably be pretty good at it, when you're at work. So that's the deal. I'm not going to make a huge long video about this, but I will from time to time check back in, and I'll start a playlist on the channel so that as I get to certain benchmarks of my process of getting a new job, I can share those with you. The first one will be redoing my resume. So I'll show you the old and the new once I'm there, and what I did and what I focused on and what tools I used to build that resume. After that, I'll probably start looking at different companies, kind of decide what sector maybe I want to go after, maybe eliminate a couple of verticals that I don't find as interesting, and see what's right for me. And I'll share those things with you as I make those decisions. And hopefully that helps. And when you're looking for your first job or your next job, whatever it may be. So, one last thing, because I have been focusing this channel on C# and MVC, and I've got a pretty decent catalog of lessons on that. I think at this point I'm going to change gears and I'm going to jump into some React, and we'll create what we have in MVC currently. We'll port that over to React. And I want to be able to show on my YouTube channel that I also work on other things and other, frameworks and platforms. So there will be a little bit more jumping around with that. I think it's really good stuff, educational and cutting edge, and it definitely won't hurt my job search, and it'll definitely benefit you all out there in YouTubeville. So I look forward to the next video, and I will kind of rapid fire these now, I think, hopefully. And that's about it. So thanks for listening, and I hope to share what I learn as I go, and I'll see you online.